Do you smell?
You're listening to the Davis Sports Feud.
What is happening? The Davis is cooking.
Bruh. Online podcast.
What is going on, guys? My name is Kyle Davis, and this is the Davis Sports Feud. I'm with my normal co-host Tyler and T-Bone. How we doing today, guys?
It's a good day. It's a good day. Feel nice outside. It's nice outside.
Okay.
Just
I come in. I come in a little hype, and you're just like, oh, okay.
It's nice.
Okay.
You know, just
I'm all right. Well, unless you've been living under a rock or you haven't been paying any attention to the Davis Sports Feud, we are recording at Stenny's next week, Thursday, and we do have a little promo, so I'm going to play that right away for you guys. Check it out. Hey, guys, it's Kyle, Tyler, and T-Bone from the Davis Sports Feud here to tell you about our exciting live show coming up.
We'll be at Stenny's Tavern and Grill on Thursday, September 9th, talking about the start of the NFL season.
most importantly, we'll be taking your questions and your hot takes live on our show.
Football is back, and let's kick it off with style. You should be here. All right, well, hopefully that gets people a little bit pumped, but I'm excited for it, and I am just letting you guys know, just for a reference, that this is, we're going to have an episode off on Tuesday. I know we normally record on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We are finishing our last division, the AFC West today, and then we're going to take a break because we have Labor Day weekend. We have also our fantasy draft that the three of us are in, and then we're going to be taking a break just because, I mean, we have such a big show to prepare for on Thursday, and I really hope you guys get a chance to come out and check it out. Or if you can't come out, be sure to watch it live on Facebook and YouTube, and then catch the audio on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you can find podcasts. Well, to come off the top, I know last week we started a new segment, and I came with a random question, and this week T-Bone's got one for us. What do you got, buddy?
Okay, so first off, you guys did the Chinese food last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a friend over, and we actually had Chinese food while we watched The Bachelor in Paradise. So, yeah, so it was a good time. You guys inspired me to get Chinese food. I personally got a side of chicken fried rice, sweet and sour chicken, and sesame chicken. So, you know, little combo platters. So, those were good. But my question for you guys today is, okay, if you guys could get away with any crime, you had to successfully complete said crime, but you have to go through the whole process, which crime would it be? Like, you wouldn't get in trouble for it if you complete it.
Oh, that one's easy. That one's super easy for me.
So are you saying that we would go to prison if we fail?
Correct. So say I would say rob a bank. If I successfully do it, I get away, I get to spend the money however much I get, no problems, no one's chasing me. But if I fail, like, it's not just pick a crime to do. You actually have to do it. So you have to take in, like, the actual difficulty factor.
Okay, so I have a very obvious one in the middle of my head that I really want to say, but it involves a person. It involves them possibly dying, or like completely ruining their lives. It's the classic killing of an ex-girlfriend.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
Uh-huh.
wow.
That's the dumbest way you could have possibly answered that question, Davis. Out of all the ways you could possibly steal any amount of money you could have possibly imagined, you choose to be spiteful and go after an ex-girlfriend.
I respect the hell out of that, though.
I mean,
Whatever.
I mean,
God, somebody definitely holds a freaking grudge.
Okay, maybe a little bit.
Rent-free, baby.
Like, you're literally engaged. Get over it, bro.
Oh, he's got rent-free, brother.
Whatever.
Hey, I respect it. He decided to go, I'm going to go full out. This is what I had in my mind. This is what it is. Mine is rob the bank. I feel like with enough planning, I could rob a fucking bank. It doesn't have to be a big bank, but, you know, a little bank up in, like, South Dakota or something. Like, they ain't got that much security.
Okay. My answer, which is the correct answer, by the way, is I would collect a great team of Wall Street businessmen.
Oh, yeah.
And I would commit insider trading.
Yeah, I would say that's a good call.
All right, that's fair. That's
That's a way to get the most money and most bang for your buck. That's fair.
And let's think about it. There's so many companies out there that already do tons of insider training and never get caught. So like, if I compile the right team around me, like,
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why insider trading is illegal to begin with. Like, if you can get some insider information, why should you? I'm better than you. Why is that my problem? Just me. I don't know. I understand why.
I should make that
like,
a soundbite. That's American. That's the American thought process in a nutshell. I'm better than you. It's your problem.
Yeah, it's my problem. You suck.
Oh man.
So
okay.
there is a reason there is a Larry Fitzgerald jersey behind my head. It is because we were unfortunately without our co-host T-Bone on the last episode on Tuesday. He was stuck with a broken down work vehicle, so he could not join us. But he has a lot to get off his chest. He gave us like a 2-minute little excerpt that we posted on the Facebook page. If you guys want to check that out, just scroll down from where you are now and check out that. But I'm going to give you the floor and give you an extended
okay.
I'll make it against us.
Okay, yeah, no. I'll make it. So I got the energy out of the way during that. The biggest gripe that I had is the fact that Wonky wants to call Cliff Kingsbury the worst coach in the NFL.
Who's worse than him? Like,
I would rather have Cliff Kingsbury and the young up and coming stuff that he can bring and relate to players more than a Mike Zimmer or a Matt Nagy or some of those guys who have been consistently at the bottom of their division and can't get over the hump. At least Kingsbury has he's fresh and new, and I understand his offense isn't great. That's not the point here. But he still has one of the best up and coming quarterbacks in Kyler Murray. Probably Allen's going into his third year, right? Josh Allen?
Yeah. They are out of the same class.
Okay. Well, then I would take Josh Allen over Kyler, but he's supposed to have this massive leap forward. And you just are like, whatever. Where we literally were falling over ourselves for Josh Allen and the Bills, and it's the Bills division because of Josh Allen and all the other pieces around him. Well, Allen has a number one wide receiver. So does Kyler Murray. A top 5 wide receiver. They both have running back by committees. They both have up and coming and young defenses. The only thing you're saying is that the head coaches are that much different. They're both younger head coaches in the NFL. The Bills and the Cardinals are very comparable team-wise.
I'm going to stop you there.
I cannot believe what I am hearing.
No. I can believe what I'm hearing. But in the same breath, you're comparing a Bills team that is at a step above in every single respect than the Cardinals.
Yes.
The Bills are in a much less competitive division. And and I'll give you credit. I don't think Wonky should have just had them being swept by the division. I don't. Because we remember, if you did watch, I gave him the keys to the schedule.
I know, which is your fault, so that you get blamed for that one.
Whatever. I also said I was going to try and put up an argument for the Dallas Cowboys. I thought the Cardinals should easily win that game. So I'm just stating that the Cardinals are not that bad.
And I did say that Davis at least tried. Wonky just... So I'm not saying Cardinals and Bills are the same team, but I'm saying they draw parallels into what their teams are. And their position groups are comparable. Yes, the Bills are more talented. They have better players at those positions, but they have a quarterback going into his third year. They have 2 younger running backs who are experienced, the Bills aren't that experienced, but it's a running back by committee. They both have a bona fide number 1 with younger pieces that they have to have step up. Is that wrong on their offense?
Can I go?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm waiting. I can't. Go ahead.
I'm waiting for the yelling because I want the feud to happen.
Even saying Arizona Cardinals and Buffalo Bills in the same sentence should get you kicked off this freaking podcast right now. No. I cannot believe that you even put Cliff Kingsbury in the same category as Matt Nagy and Mike Zimmer.
I put him above them.
2 coaches who have been to the playoffs.
Not as a head coach. Matt Nagy.
Even been to the
wait a second.
Not as a head coach, like Kyle said. Not as a head coach.
Matt Nagy, yes, he went to the playoffs last year, but that was bullshit.
Yeah,
and that's twice now, correct?
Okay, when we talk about the fact, whoa. Matt Nagy had a quarterback in Mitchell Trubisky, who I understand it's preseason, but it looks like once he got out of the system of Chicago, he started playing better. I'll repeat again, I understand it was preseason, but he threw for 2 touchdowns. He completed like 80% of his passes, and he went like, I think it was like 16 for 18 on like
so
3
wait, so
drives.
are we saying it's possible that the problem was not that Mitchell Trubisky was taking over Watson and Mahomes, but the fact that he was given to Matt Nagy? Is that what we're saying? Because I can make that fucking argument.
You guys are
I don't think
not
Matt
Not
Nagy
Mahomes.
I cannot believe the way this conversation is going right now. Is this insane? Are we?
I can't believe you think
this
Matt
is what
Nagy...
you missed out. This is what you missed out. I can't believe you think Matt Nagy is so far and above Cliff Kingsbury.
Not far and above.
We cannot.
Matt Nagy is
Go ahead.
definitely a lesser than Cliff Kingsbury.
We cannot give and crap on Matt Nagy if we're going to give Kyle Shanahan all of that credit when they're essentially the same coach. They've had good teams around them.
Back the fuck up. Kyle Shanahan is very comparable to Sean McVay. That is the correct comparison. Both head coaches have made it to the Super Bowl and lost. Both head coaches have had quarterbacks that are underachieving, that were better in a different system. Now, I think both head coaches are going to have great success in the NFL. Shanahan has as good of a team, if not a little less, than the Rams. Now you look down the turnpike down to Arizona, and you're looking at Cliff Kingsbury, who has a few people would say top tier quarterback. I don't personally think he's top tier. I think he's middle of the road, but I think he is due for another one of those steps that T-Bone was talking about. And they do have good weapons. It's not like they have bums around them. They have D-Hop. They have probably going to get injured AJ Green, Christian Kirk. They have a good set of running backs and not a terrible offensive line. It's just so difficult for me to see Arizona winning so many games in such a brutal division, and their schedule is difficult as well. It's going to be hard for them to win games. I'll give you credit. I think they should have 8 or 9 wins, but to say they should have double-digit wins is a little unrealistic.
Also Vic Fangio, dog shit. Mike McCarthy, dog shit.
Who the fuck is he the head coach of?
Denver.
Vic Fangio? Denver.
Oh, is he? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Also, I don't know if I said in the rant, but when I was making notes, I did put Anthony Lynn as the coach of the Chargers, and that's no longer the case. So if I did say that, I did misspeak. Yeah. So if I did say that, I misspoke. But yeah.
Okay, well, hold on. So aside from the Cliff Kingsbury thing, I personally think he's the worst coach in the NFL. You guys don't agree. I think there's a good chance if the Cardinals underperform this year, like I think they will, that he could be canned by Thanksgiving. We'll see. But
wow.
Let me move on.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Yep.
The fact that you say that Kyler Murray has to take a big step forward for this team to be successful, 100% agree with you on. The issue is we need such a huge step forward for Kyler Murray that I don't think we'll see. Like we need Kyler Murray to legit win the MVP to drag this team to the playoffs.
Bullshit.
In my opinion. No, come on.
Playoffs expanded. No way. It's easier in the playoffs now.
He has, I'm going to say this, and I know you're going to say something about my fantasy team, but he has no run game. And
Jesus.
I do agree with you that D-Hop is top 5, and even double teamed, he is going to get his catches, but there is nobody else in that receiving room who is reliable outside of him. So D-Hop being double teamed is not going to single-handedly win the Cardinals games and score them oodles of points in order to win these games.
Why can't he make a jump like Josh Allen made?
Or we expect him to. He made a good jump from year 1 to year 2. Not as big as Josh Allen. No one's saying that.
Josh Allen is also a much better thrower of the football than Kyler Murray.
Josh Allen was a terrible thrower of the football coming out of college.
Right. But he's no longer a terrible thrower of the football.
I mean, Kyler Murray still completed 67% of his passes last year. That's not bad.
He was also a fantasy juggernaut.
Well, and
he also almost
get himself out of trouble while people go get open. But
he also threw for just under 4,000 yards. He put up good numbers for a second-year quarterback.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
We need to get to the topic at the
Yeah,
actual.
yeah,
We didn't even
yeah.
get to the
hand.
defense.
I apologize. It sucks that
Don't
T-Bone
need to.
wasn't here to represent, but you know what? This episode's about the AFC West.
Roundhouse.
Are we all in agreement on who's going to win this division?
Yeah, I guess.
Denver Broncos, baby. I'm kidding.
God, this guy's got a hard on. This guy's got a hard on more for the Broncos than he does the Falcons, and I didn't
Not
think that
true,
was
dude.
possible.
My hard on for the
didn't think
Falcons
that-
could not be matched.
All right. Well, the big change in Denver was they have a new quarterback in town. Drew Lock has been slotted to the backup quarterback role, and Teddy Bridgewater has come in and taken it. Can Teddy Bridgewater continue to move this team in the right direction, or are they heading for a first or second pick in next year's draft? I think this was Tyler's team,
Yes.
correct?
Yes. I am supposed to be their biggest supporter, and to be honest, if you told me the Denver Broncos ended up in second place in this division, it wouldn't surprise me a whole lot. Like, I know everybody pretty much has the Chargers slated as the second team. They're probably better overall, especially behind Justin Herbert, who severely overperformed based on his expectations last year. Could possibly be an MVP candidate rolling forward. We'll see. There are position groups with this Denver Broncos team that I do not like. I do not like their quarterback situation. I do not think Teddy Bridgewater is the answer, nor do I actually think that the Broncos themselves think Teddy Bridgewater is the answer. Like, I'll get into
Drew Lock, either one.
Oh yeah, Drew Lock's clear. Like, if Drew Lock didn't win the starting job over Teddy Bridgewater, he's not the answer. He's done. They
don't have their franchise quarterback on the depth chart right now.
No. I don't like their running back group a whole lot either. If Melvin Gordon is your number one running back, you're going to have some issues there. I think they're going to have a really hard time running the football.
A little disrespectful, but all right.
I agree, but I don't actually think he's like the number one. I think he's the de facto number one, and they're just waiting for the rookie to get his feet under him, and he'll take over.
Right?
Yeah. The 1-2 punch of the North Carolina rookie running backs.
We'll definitely see what he can do, but I mean, right now, I'm just going to assume Melvin Gordon is going to take on number one responsibilities.
He is the number one on the depth chart. So yeah,
I'm not a fan of that. I really like their receiving core, and I think the receiving core can actually help out Teddy Bridgewater. Maybe take a couple steps above that game manager reputation he tends to have. KJ Hamler and Jerry Jeudy are still both very young. I do hope that they can both take a step forward this year, and Cortland Sutton is still a pretty reliable receiving piece on the outside. They also have Noah Fant at tight end, a pretty good receiving tight end on that regard. I believe this is truly the best offensive line they've had since Peyton Manning left the Denver Broncos. Aside from Lloyd Cushenberry, who had a pretty bad year last year.
I think he gets supplanted by the Whitewater kid. Quinn Moritz or whatever. Right. Yeah. I think he gets supplanted by that guy anyway. But,
it's quite possible. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
but outside of the center position, I do like Garrett Bowles at left tackle. I do think Dalton Reisner is one of the better left guards in the league. Graham Glasgow is definitely one of the better right guards in the league, and Bobby Massey's a reliable veteran on this offensive line. Pretty good offensive line, but the strength of this Denver Broncos team is that defense. They are not weak at any level, and they are actually quite they have a lot of depth at quite a few of their positions. Really like their defensive line. They're getting Von Miller back. Hopefully Bradley Chubb can take that step forward.
Yeah, but what are you getting back from Von Miller? You don't know what Von Miller is going to be when he comes back.
Okay, we cannot make that argument and then say J.J. Watt's going to freaking tear it up as a number two.
Not what I said. Not what I
said either.
Literally, I said
J.J. Watt to be a number two defensive end on that team, and I don't even think he could do that anymore.
Also, Von Miller's 2 years older.
Okay.
He's 32. He doesn't have a lot left.
He's still commanding double teams at this point off of his name alone.
That's not guaranteed. He missed all of last year.
So did J.J. Watt, and we're singing his praises.
J.J. Watt didn't miss all of last year.
He missed half of it.
Yeah.
Half a season's better than no season. I get what you're saying, but like I'm not saying you're going to tell me. So right now, if you want to look at the Cardinals, because that's who we're stuck on, I guess, and the Broncos,
Here we are again.
the number one pass rush is you're relying on a 32-year-old Von Miller coming off injury, and I'm saying you're relying on Chandler Jones, who's been healthy for a long time now.
Okay, let me make this very clear. The linebacking core is not that great for Denver.
It's okay.
The strength of this defense is far and away their secondary.
Couldn't even get there yet. Kept being interrupted.
Well, we're just making counterpoints, man. You gotta defend your takes.
All right. Well. Should I talk about the defensive back group since?
No, because you can't.
It's your team.
We're all in agreement that they're great. So
yeah. So defensive back group best in the NFL, quite possibly. Like
at least
young.
top 5, yeah. At least
I would definitely say top 5, yeah.
At least.
Especially with adding Patrick Surtain.
Yep.
I forgot they added him. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They got 3 really good corners, Justin Simmons and Kareem Jackson. So that's
Kyle
a real
Fuller, Justin Simmons, Kareem
Darby.
Jackson.
Yeah, Ronald Darby.
Don't get me started on Ronald Darby.
We're not doing that. And Bryce Callahan behind him. So,
I hate Ronald Darby so much. Yeah, I mean, I think this defense is pretty good to great at all levels. You guys clearly differ on the defensive line. I know Von Miller was injured last year, but the year before, the last we saw of Von Miller, he's still getting consistent pressure throughout the year. And was he a sack? Was he top 5 in sacks that year?
So
2019.
Jesus Christ, T-Bone, shut the fuck up. God damn it.
Just right here. Stir it up.
Yeah, you haven't had your biscuits stirred in a while. You're stirring Monkey's biscuits, though.
Right.
Great. They taste great.
I like this team more than I feel a lot of people do. Realistically, I think third place is right around where they're going to be. I don't like the Raiders much at all, so who's ever got them, I can't wait to hear your arguments.
I should have taken the Raiders.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if this team overperformed in what is essentially a stopgap year for what my guess is the Broncos making a push for Aaron Rodgers this coming offseason.
Watch your mouth.
Look, I'm just being realistic. You know it's
okay. So here's my problem with our Stennies outing. Tyler's gonna piss off every Packer fan in the freaking. It's not gonna be T-Bone roundhouse kicking him. It's gonna be somebody in the crowd doing it.
Okay, well they need to be a little realistic with this. There is still a good chance that Aaron Rodgers leaves, even though he's
they are realistic. They're focused on this year and possibly going to the Super Bowl. That's what they're focused on right now.
And it could happen. The Packers are easily a Super Bowl team. I wasn't on the NFC North episode, but I would have picked the Packers to.
All right. We're going to have to push this because we're almost hitting half an hour.
We're fine.
Okay. So, schedule.
Let's do it.
They start in Jersey at the Giants.
Win.
At Jacksonville.
Win.
At home against the Jets.
Win.
Loss.
What?
I can see it, but I say it's a win.
I don't see them starting 3-0. I just don't.
But those are 2 really not great teams.
Well, it's all right. They're taking 2 L's back to back. So.
Yeah, they're about to take 2 L's. Baltimore at home.
Loss.
At Pittsburgh.
Loss.
At home.
Although I do think it could be closer than people.
At home for their first divisional game against the Raiders.
Win.
At Cleveland.
Loss.
I'd say win. I think that defense could give Baker Mayfield some fits. But I mean, I'm probably going to be outvoted on that, right? Davis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Fitz, you got Fitzpatrick for Washington at home.
Loss.
I think they can win that game, but if I'm being realistic, I think it's a loss.
I was gonna say you're not gonna win that vote anyway.
No, I'm not.
At Dallas.
Win.
At home versus Philly.
Loss.
I think they lose that game. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't even have an opportunity to say anything. Coming off of a bye at home against the Chargers. This is very division loaded on the back end.
Loss.
At home, I say it's a win.
No.
At home.
Loss.
All right.
I think the Chargers are too good. And here's another loss. At Kansas City.
Loss.
At home, you got 2 opportunities for wins here. At home, and they're both at home. At home for Detroit.
Win.
Loss.
What?
I give them the win the next week. I think they split the 2.
I don't think they do.
You think
Both bad teams at a pretty good home field advantage.
I think
in December.
I think Detroit's going to be battling for number 1 pick, so I'm actually going to give Denver a win there.
All right.
Because I think Cincinnati, I don't think Cincinnati is going to be close to the number 1 pick, so I think they're going to still try and win games. I also don't think they're going to be by the playoffs, but
I think they split between those 2.
All right. Well, I got them winning in Cincinnati, so Davis, you're the tiebreaker.
That's tough because Joe Burrow should be back to full form by that point.
I don't know, man. I don't think Joe Burrow is going to look right at all this year because of how bad that knee injury was. But
that's why I'm saying this is also week 15 of the year.
Fair enough.
I give Cincinnati to win. So loss for the Broncos.
Okay.
At Vegas.
Loss.
I'll go win. Like I think they could sweep the Raiders. I don't think the Raiders are that good.
I don't think they can sweep the Raiders, especially this late in the season.
All right.
Loss at Chargers.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose that one. Loss.
And they're about to lose the last game too at home against Kansas City.
All right, so I got them at 1, 2, 3,
9 wins.
4, 5, 6 wins. So 6
Where the hell
and
did I get 9?
11.
I don't know. You said that, and I said that seems. I don't think that's right.
Well, it was wrong. So
Yep.
there's that.
What?
I don't know. You don't have the over-unders, do you?
No, not in
Yeah, that's fine. I would assume that roughly 7 wins is going to be their line.
I can find it.
I think 8 wins is like this team's like absolute ceiling.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. We took a couple games away from you, even.
Yeah.
So, as we're waiting very patiently for T-Bone to,
That's kind of rough
find
getting most of your division games within the last 6
Right.
weeks. Like
right while
Eight and
we're
a
waiting,
half.
8.5.
Oh,
Under.
I'd go under.
Yeah,
Under.
Like I feel like I've been their biggest fan, but I'd still smash that under.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Before we move on to the next team, I know you guys are going to get real tired of this promo, but I'm showing it again because I really want to hammer home. I really want you guys there because it's going to be a hell of a time. And we're giving away free. We're giving away free shit.
Are we?
Well, beer. That's still free. That's true. That's true.
More than enough.
All right. Well, I mean, I know you're looking at us, but here's us again. Hey guys, it's Kyle, Tyler, and T-Bone from the Davis Sports Feud here to tell you about our exciting live show coming up.
We'll be at Stenny's Tavern and Grill on Thursday, September 9th, talking about the start of the NFL season.
Most importantly, we'll be taking your questions and your hot takes live on our show.
Football is back, and let's kick it off with style. You should be here.
Good on you for keeping consistency and wearing the same shirt too, Davis.
It's a Buck shirt. Half of my wardrobe
great.
is Bucks
I don't know.
gear.
No,
Half of my wardrobe. Is that really the same shirt?
It
I think
could
it
be.
probably
Like,
is.
it looks
Probably
the same
is.
color.
I have like 5 of these Buck shirts though. So, I mean, it makes sense. Moving on to the next team that we have up is the team that I personally think is going to give the Chiefs possibly a run for their money. And I do have a big thing to say about the Chiefs when we get to them as well. The question on the board is, can Justin Herbert be a top 5 quarterback in the league this year? And I think, honestly, he can. And the reason being is 2 wide receivers that these guys have and their tight end. They got a capable tight end in Jared Cook, and you have one of the best hands in the league in Keenan Allen, and Mike Williams just keeps taking a step forward and a step forward every year. And it also helps that they have a really good backfield in Austin Eckler and Justin Jackson. Now, Austin Eckler is one of my favorite fantasy players this year. A lot of people are downplaying him, but he is going to get a lot of catches. He's going to put up numbers out of the backfield. So, I mean, he's got to be, at least if you're in a PPR league, he's going to get the numbers. If you're not, I don't know why you're playing non-PPR because I don't know anybody who does that still.
I do in 2 of my leagues. Believe me.
That's so dumb. Ever since ESPN changed their standard format to being PPR, seems like the old standard format's kind of fallen away.
So,
Well, there's so many differences in fantasy just in general. There's a lot of leagues doing 2 quarterback leagues, a super flex position, which
I saw one with a tiered PPR where tight end is 2, wide receiver is 1. Sorry, tight end is 2 points PPR, running back is 1 point PPR, and wide receiver is a half.
interesting. I actually kind of like that.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but like it makes like Travis Kelce be like the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
So the big reason that I think the Chargers can take a step forward this year is their offensive line. They have 2 former Packers.
Oh,
Watch your mouth.
What?
it's one of the worst offensive lines in football last year.
Wrong.
Like, blasphemy. Corey Linsley is one of the best centers in the league.
Yeah, they
acquired this offseason.
That's what he said. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what I said. They improved the most.
He is already banged up, though. So,
okay.
Story of his
career. Season hasn't even started yet. Rashawn Slater they drafted. I believe he was the second offensive lineman on everyone's big board. And they have Brian Bulaga, who's been there, and he's very capable. I believe he started at right guard, but they kicked out to right tackle. And I mean, their guards are not anything to play with either. I think this is one of the most improved offensive lines in all of football, which means Justin Herbert's going to have even more time to drop back and throw the ball, which means Austin Eckler is going to have gaps to run through. Well, more so Justin Jackson, because Eckler is more of a receiving back, which means Keenan Allen's going to take another step up if he can, because he is getting towards the prime. Maybe he's moving out of his prime.
Right.
Yeah, he's on the back end of his prime. But Mike Williams, they're hoping, is going to take a step and eventually take the number 1 role from Keenan Allen. And I mean, this defense isn't nothing to scoff at either. Like, they definitely have holes. Don't get me wrong. But they have, at each position, they have a very capable player. They have Linval Joseph, who is a clog at the on the defensive line at nose tackle. They have Joey Bosa, arguably a top 3, 4, or 5 linebacker in the league, and Chris Harris and Derwin James on the back end to take care of the secondary. So I mean, there's players at each position that are locking down that position. Granted, they have to have a lot of these younger players on defense get a little better, but I think this is one of the more complete teams in this division, although you're still have the Chiefs to deal with. Now, what do you guys think about the Chargers?
Well, do I see that Chris Harris Jr. is playing the left corner position? Isn't he a slot corner?
I always thought he was a outside corner early in his career, but
but he played in the slot when he was with Denver,
yeah.
right?
Like, everywhere he went, he had another corner that was also really good.
Yeah,
because you got to think he had Aqib Talib in Denver. Where did he go from there? He went to. Did he go to Chicago? Where the hell did he go after that? I know he didn't just come here.
No, he didn't he go to the Rams?
No.
Chris Harris.
Oh.
No. He's only been with Denver.
Yeah,
he's only been with Denver.
And they've had a great secondary for, years.
Because I think he held out, and then there was fear he was going to leave Denver, but then I think they worked the situation out or something.
He is 32 though, so he's not some young buck anymore. Like, he is up there.
Yeah. And who's Michael Davis again? Is he any?
My father.
Your father.
And my brother.
Okay. Anyway,
that's weird.
Sorry, terrible joke. My bad.
Yeah,
he's a 5th-year guy out of BYU. He's been with the Chargers this whole time, so he's worked his way up through the Chargers franchise.
Okay, because they just lost one of their corners, right? Verrett.
Didn't they have Casey Hayward?
They did.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't think they had.
They had Verrett and they had Casey Hayward, and then I think they had the 2 of them when their safety Derwin James was drafted.
Mm-hmm. And
Derwin James, wow, that's a good secondary.
That is a really good secondary if Derwin James can stay healthy.
Yeah, that's something I was going to bring up. Like, Derwin James is only great if he's on the field, and he hasn't been on the field a whole lot in the last year.
But when he is potentially a top 5 safety in the NFL. That guy's a ball hawk.
Absolutely.
When he is on the field, he's got to be on the field.
Derwin James is simply one of the best defensive players in football today.
True.
So the question,
outside of Joey Bosa and Linval Joseph, like Justin Jones, Jerry Tillery's like already been labeled a bust.
Yeah.
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, and Joey Bosa's had his injury history. I don't.
The only reason Tillery's playing is the person who was in front of him got hurt and he got put on IR.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what they can do. But honestly, outside of Derwin James, I don't see any like. Well, I guess Joey Bosa, like any real consistent studs on this defense. I don't know where you got off saying that, but I mean, like
They also put a second round pick into the cornerback position as well with Asante Samuel Jr.
That's true.
So I mean, they definitely like use their draft picks to shore up some needed help, because obviously left tackle was taken care of with Rashawn Slater because he is currently hurt, but he is slated to come back by week 1. He was recruited as possibly better than the guy who went number 1, Penei Sewell. Like, people were going back and forth trying to say which one was actually better, and the Lions thought that Penei Sewell was better, but I think Rashawn Slater is going to be better.
Yeah, I mean, I think just about everybody thought Penei Sewell was going to be better than Rashawn Slater, but like I like Rashawn Slater a lot. I really do. I am concerned that he's already dealing with some minor injuries. And then outside of Rashawn Slater, though, like, yeah, sure, Corey Linsley has been good for the Packers. Yeah, Bulaga's had good experiences for the Packers, but they're both injury prone. And Bulaga's getting up there in age. Like,
I wouldn't say that about Corey Linsley. Corey Linsley is one of the best centers in the NFL
when healthy. But
how many years did he miss last year?
Didn't you just say that he's been dealing with injuries? It was the story of his career.
Bulaga.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Corey Linsley.
If that's what I said, that is not what I meant.
Oh, okay.
I meant Bulaga. Yes, Bulaga, 100%.
I mean, and the only other thing I'd want to refute is I just don't think Mike Williams has it, man. I just like, he's shown a few flashes, but like, I don't think if we haven't seen it yet, I just don't think he's going to be that guy.
I don't think it's Mike Williams. I think the breakout wide receiver is Josh Palmer. That guy is fast as fuck, boy.
Fast as fuck, boy.
Fast as fuck, boy. Like, I see Josh Palmer having the rookie year that Mike Williams was supposed to have 2 or 3 years ago. Like,
That's
he's
fair.
like, I don't think they're similar in stature, because Mike Williams is like 6'4", 6'5", or something, or he's a big target, and Palmer's more of like a burner. But yeah, I think Palmer's going to complement Keenan Allen really well, and he's going to end up being the stud. Mike Williams is going to go bye-bye.
I would also throw in that the Chargers will never have a home game this year because they share a stadium.
Stop.
And well,
stop. It's not like they're playing in that soccer stadium anymore.
Every game.
They're not playing in
Even
that soccer
SoFi.
stadium anymore.
Even
That's
at
why.
SoFi. Even at SoFi, they're going to be outnumbered by other teams.
We don't know that. We haven't had fans in SoFi
Watch
yet.
it happen.
We haven't had fans in SoFi yet. They're actually in their home stadium now, because they were playing before SoFi was done. They were playing in a soccer field.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah,
no,
I don't know. I think the Clippers can pull more fans than the Chargers this year. So,
disrespectful.
Watch your whore mouth.
The Chargers are going to be a playoff team this year.
They are the 4th team in Los Angeles behind the Rams and 2 basketball teams. Like,
no.
What?
No.
Oh,
Lakers. I guess I would include the Dodgers before either of the football teams. So never mind.
Well,
4th, but not based on the way you were talking. No,
he was talking about putting the Clippers above the Chargers, which is bullshit.
Lakers, Dodgers.
I guess
Rams,
it's just going to have to be a
Chargers.
thing we revisit, just like when the Cardinals steal second place in the NFC South.
All right, I'm kind of looking over this schedule, and we're gonna power through this schedule. You guys ready?
Yeah,
sir.
wins. All wins.
17-0. Tyler, call him out.
At Washington.
Win.
Loss.
Well, you got outvoted, bud.
Yeah, that's fine. Versus Dallas.
Win.
At Kansas City.
Win.
Loss. I think loss at Kansas City.
It's fine.
Versus Las Vegas.
Win.
Versus Cleveland.
Loss.
Close game. They lose on like a last-second field goal.
I agree. At Baltimore.
Loss.
Loss.
Okay, never mind.
By week 7, then New England at home.
Win.
Win.
Yeah, I'm outvoted anyway, so it doesn't matter. Week 9 at Philadelphia.
Here
Win.
comes Tyler's homerness.
We just said that was a win for Philadelphia last time.
You guys did. I'm still thinking to a win.
I
I'm
don't
sticking to
recall
it.
saying that about the Chargers.
Let me see. Week 9.
I don't recall saying anything about a win against the Chargers.
Oh, never mind. Because I'm thinking that. Okay, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, calm the fuck down. Chargers win.
Okay. Versus Minnesota.
Win.
Win.
Versus Pittsburgh.
Loss.
Another close game. I have Chargers winning.
I'm gonna give them the loss. I think that defensive line will give that offensive line fits. 12 at Denver.
Loss.
Yep. 13 at Cincinnati.
Win.
I agree. Versus the Giants.
Win.
I agree. Versus Kansas City.
Win.
Loss.
Win.
Win. I think they split Kansas City. And I would say that week 15 is more of the game for them to beat Kansas City than week 3.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah, I guess
you guys said win.
Never
You
mind.
said yeah. Yep.
All right. This is already a win. At Houston.
Loss.
Tough win.
Hard loss.
Tyrod Taylor's going to throw for 400 yards.
Anyway.
Deshaun Watson comes back and throws 10 touchdowns.
Imagine.
Versus Denver.
Win.
And at Raiders. I'm going to say loss.
Davis?
You really
I'm
think
going to
they'll
go
sweep?
win. I'm going to go win. It's going to be a real close game because I
They're
think
gonna
Darren Waller balls out in this game.
No.
Yeah, I don't think they sweep the Raiders.
I don't know. I'll say loss.
All right.
I can't
Chargers
wait to see the
are-
whole. I can't wait to see the home who the Raiders get in their home opener, because that's going to be the first time with fans in that arena.
We got them at 11 wins.
Yeah. Also, I guess we do have to take that in consideration for the Raiders. Like they're playing at home for the first time. That's not really their home. Like
They weren't in there last year. Were they in there
No.
last year?
And
not with fans, at least.
Well,
If they
no, not
were.
with fans. I just couldn't remember if they played at the spaceship. That's what
My
I'm going
point
to
is,
call it.
my point is they're just recently new to Vegas, so I don't really consider them having a home field advantage as Oakland was with the
black hole.
Yeah. So
All right. So we got
All right,
10 wins, 11 wins,
11 and 6.
yeah.
11
So
and 6.
their
That's a
win
playoff
totals
spot.
their win total is 9.5.
Over.
Yeah.
I'd say over.
Even with
How them and Denver are so close is beyond me.
Yeah, because the Chargers are I think, a lot better than them.
Alright.
Okay.
All right. So the next question on the docket is, how long does Derek Carr have left in Vegas?
As long as he wants, baby.
Yeah,
Apparently,
whatever.
he should have been out 3 years ago.
Agreed.
I mean, I'll talk about them because that's who I drew. I don't really think they're very good. I just don't.
I mean,
God, that's
I
when
mean,
Casey Hayward went.
I think this is I think they're better coached than Denver, which is why I see them finishing better than Denver. Even though I think Denver has more like bigger name players. I don't like Gruden, but I think he's better than Fangio. So Derek Carr, at least it's better than the quarterback situation in Denver. Josh Jacobs, why they went and got Kenyon Drake is beyond me. Jacobs is more one-dimensional, but I don't know. I think I get more frustrated at that because I own Josh Jacobs in a dynasty league, and that really pissed me off. I think it's a better football move than it is a fantasy move.
Fair.
I think Henry Ruggs is great. I think Hunter Renfrow takes a good step forward. You have Darren Waller. I honestly don't know much about their offensive line past Richie I bully kids.
The bully himself.
Yeah.
Colt
they have
severely underperformed.
Yeah, they have a rookie from Alabama who was ranked really high coming into that college season, Alex Leatherwood.
But they overdrafted him. He was supposed to be like bottom of the first, early second, and they took him at 14?
17, yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
So
I don't hate their defense. The Farrell kid. I mean, granted, Yannick Ngakoue changed teams like 6 times last season. When he actually plays, he can make some noise. Gerald McCoy as a backup is a good depth for them.
They also have KJ Wright, which I like KJ Wright a lot.
Yep.
That's not like the Solomon Thomas, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Really?
I thought so. Yeah.
Who's the guy that went to the Colts?
Not Solomon Thomas.
DeForest Buckner.
DeForest Buckner. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This guy's a former 3rd pick overall.
Right.
Solomon Thomas. That's Solomon Thomas.
I think they actually have like a really solid secondary. Not really solid. I like Casey Hayward Jr. and I like Jonathan Abram. I agree with that. Yeah. Abram brings them this like hard nose. Like I just kind of remember him from the Hard Knocks, where he was like hitting the quarterback and shit, and the guy just wanted to go balls to the wall at all time, and I kind of respect that, and I think that fits the Raiders' play style.
The Raiders.
Yeah, I think they're honestly like a good quarterback away from being like playoff contenders. Like I think Derek Carr holds them back, but puts them in 3rd in the division. He plays well enough, but he's not playing. Yeah. So I think it goes Kansas City, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos.
Because what did we have the Broncos at? How many wins? 6?
6-11.
Yeah.
I was looking at their schedule, and I didn't even see 6 wins on here.
Honestly, I think one of the biggest issues with this team is Derek Carr always performs better than he should, so Gruden never has a high enough pick to bite the bullet on a quarterback that he wants. But that also doesn't make sense because him and what's their GM again? The guy who used to be on the draft show, Mike Mayock has consistently overreached for players. Like Leatherwood this year, I know he severely overreached for Cleveland Farrell at like 4.
Yeah,
overall.
that was at 4.
So let me ask you this: say there's a pack that you could get Deshaun Watson, and you're the Raiders. Do you try to pull the trigger and make that risk?
Not this year.
Yeah, no, but I could see like that sounds like a John Gruden move.
It does.
Right. That's my point.
He's gonna trade like 5 first-round picks, and
they suck at making first-round picks anyway, so they might as well get rid of them.
They also got so many, so they could swing for the fences multiple times in that Khalil Mack trade. Because didn't they get like 3 first-round picks for the in that Mack trade? I think.
Yeah, and they like blew them all.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Upon initial reaction, I see like 5 wins with a couple toss-ups.
That's what I see.
So,
want to get into it right away?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I'll read them off. So, versus Baltimore.
Loss.
At Pittsburgh.
Loss.
Versus Miami.
Loss.
Yeah, I'll say loss.
You guys are fucking assholes.
That's
the Chargers.
Loss.
You're timeout about Miami. You're gonna think.
That's the classic, like good offense against bad defense, and then flip flop the other way. Bad defense against good offense.
I just think Tua's not gonna have his beat under him that early in the season.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter if Derek Carr throws 3 interceptions,
which Tua will not do because he's a very accurate quarterback and takes care of the ball.
Well, apparently Kyler Murray's not a good thrower of the football either. So what does that matter?
Christ, shut up, T-Bone.
God, you're gonna die on that fucking hill, isn't he?
You're damn right. At the Chargers,
I'm gonna bring that jersey with me just to piss you off. That's the jersey I'm gonna wear to Stenny's.
I'm gonna burn a Julio Falcons jersey.
I thought you were about to say you were gonna burn that jersey. I was like, I'll kill you. One of my favorite jerseys.
So at Los Angeles, Chargers. I know we got to get moving here.
At Chargers,
versus Chicago. At home.
Win.
I don't feel they can win this game.
Win.
I don't think we've agreed on any of these.
That might be Justin Fields week 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
So I think we've said Chicago gets significantly better when the longer Justin Fields are quarterback.
Yep.
So until that, at Denver, win.
Loss. We had him as a loss.
Loss. Yeah, we had him as a loss.
Versus Philly. Win.
I think they lose that game.
They're not losing. They're not losing their first 4 home games.
That's a toss-up game, but because it's at home, I think Vegas can win that game.
Okay, so
that's Philly to Vegas. That's a long fucking flight.
That is a long flight, and if I remember properly, Philly has a really bad travel schedule leading into there.
So what are we saying? Win or loss for Philly? I said win.
Win.
Okay.
Win.
So that's 2. At New York.
Coming off a bye.
Off a bye.
Yeah. Win.
Win.
Versus Kansas City.
Loss.
Versus Cincinnati.
Win.
At Dallas.
Loss. Loss. That feels like a game they'll lose.
I feel like this is where Dallas ties. That's how you get 8-8 for the
I love it.
Do we put a tie down?
I want to put a tie down because I want Dallas
I will agree to the tie.
I will agree to a tie. And you know what? Remind me, and I'll bet on a tie that week. I will bet on a fucking tie.
Hell yeah. Wait, that's a Thanksgiving Day game.
Oh my God, if there's a tie on Thanksgiving on national television, I'm going to freaking cry.
We're going to predict it right now.
Woo, doggy!
Then the prophecy would come through and Dallas would still go 8-8, even though we think they're going to be dog shit. Yeah. On to the next game. We have a tie against Dallas.
Yep.
I love it. At home against Washington.
Loss.
Win.
Loss.
At Kansas City. Win.
Loss.
Kansas City has to lose a fucking game, you guys.
They are to the Chargers, and they're going to lose a couple other games.
That's one game.
So
far.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it next. But
we'll talk about it next. Don't worry.
Correct?
What?
We have them as a loss to the Chiefs.
Loss.
Yeah.
Loss.
At Cleveland. Win.
Loss.
Win.
Thank you.
Okay.
Versus Denver.
That's
win.
what we
win. What do we say?
We got them winning.
Win.
Okay.
Day after Christmas.
At Indy.
Depends who plays.
Right.
I think Indy could be healthy by then.
I think you're right. I was going to say, we've been talking about Indy for a long time on that. I think at that point they're at least healthy enough that where we're a little bit more confident in who they are, and I think Indy's the better coach team. So.
I also think Indy's going to be fighting for a playoff spot where Vegas is not.
Yeah. Okay, so loss for them there.
And versus the Chargers,
which did we have it as a loss? I thought we said win.
Yeah, we said win for the Chargers, so it'd be a loss for the Raiders.
Yeah, my bad.
6 wins. 6 wins.
So,
which I said when I said I saw about 5 or 6 wins with a couple iffy upsets. So
6-10-1 they're going.
6.
Which last time I checked, better than 6-11.
You're right.
I want to kind of go through the Dallas Cowboys schedule
by the slightest pairs, but I guess the Raiders are.
So obviously, we all know who the Chiefs are. 2 years ago, they won the Super Bowl against the 49ers. Last year, they came up just short because their offensive line was garbage.
True.
They made moves in the offseason and offensive line. I don't think they made a lot of good moves at offensive line. I still think it's bad. And here, I'm going to start with the bad for this team. Yes, you have Tyreek Hill and you have Travis Kelce. Your number 2 wide receiver is Mecole Hardman. Jesus. Who the hell else do they have if one of those 2 players get hurt?
Byron Pringle, baby.
Pringle.
Pringles. I mentioned to you guys that I had a big hole in the Chiefs. You have 2 phenomenal weapons in Kelce and Hill. If one of them get hurt, this team, although Patrick Mahomes is incredible, isn't going as many wins as we keep marking them down for.
DeMarcus Robinson
can
show up in
I disagree.
Some spots.
Yeah.
Like as a
I strongly disagree. I think the only person that derails this team is Patrick Mahomes. And even then, you have Chad Henne, which you saw what happened last year.
Yeah, he barely beat the Browns.
Do you know how pissed off I was about that? Being a Michigan fan and betting on the Browns, I was so pissed off. I was so fucking mad.
Jesus. So, I mean, yes, Patrick Mahomes should be a 2-time MVP. He's not, but he should be a 2-time MVP. He also should be damn near a 2-time Super Bowl winning MVP, but the offensive line was terrible. The offensive line is still bad. just because you can throw the ball really weird ways and somehow still hit your target doesn't mean you can do it for an entire season. Last year, they had a better offensive line. I don't think their offensive line got better. I think it got worse.
His blind side is significantly better protected than
you're telling me. Orlando Brown Jr. was not an upgrade over what they had last year.
Didn't they have? Was it Eric Fisher or? Yeah, I don't think he's ass.
I think Orlando Brown's significantly better.
I don't think he's significantly better, but I do think he's better. Like Eric Fisher has shown continuous improvement since he was basically labeled a bust.
They also get Duvernay back.
Duvernay.
So he opted out last year. So they lost that. Yeah. And they signed Kyle Long, who you don't know what he's going to be because he's coming off a year off.
Now.
Yeah. I'm saying
he came old.
He didn't play last year.
He came out of retirement, didn't he?
That's my point. So I think they have depth and vet leadership that even if you think they're young, I think they're better than last year.
Are you guys on ESPN looking at the depth charts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Click on Kyle Long once and look at his date of birth.
That's not right.
That's definitely not right.
That's got to be 88, right?
What? Right. Yeah, that's got to be 88. It has to be 88. The man is not 22.
That is a grown-ass man. There is no way he is younger than me.
Man. ESPN says that Kyle Long is 22. They probably had a typo, and he was probably born in 88, which makes him 32. So what about this defense? So you have Chris Jones, who is solid.
Yes.
You have Tyrann Mathieu, who's currently in COVID protocol. So he's probably out for at least week 1. Frank Clark's still solid, but past that, I mean, this defense doesn't knock anybody's socks off.
No.
So it's still going to be coming down all on Patrick Mahomes again.
But he's proven that he can do that. So I'm not worried about that. As long as Mahomes is healthy, I mean, he's arguably the most gifted quarterback we've ever seen.
Yep.
I'm not saying he's the best ever, but physically gifted, just like what he can do between running and his fucking cannon of an arm,
sure,
and his playmaking ability, and just
they are going to be very one-dimensional this year. Though they're going to throw the ball a lot this year.
I think they're going to win games doing it. Right. It's as simple as that.
I agree. I'm just saying we marked them so far. I think at 16 wins.
That was my point. Where I think they drop one game to the Raiders and one game to the Chargers, like they did last year.
I think they're dropping it to Buffalo. I think we had them losing to Buffalo.
Granted, the game that they lost to the Chargers last year was at the end of the season. The Chargers weren't really, or the Eagles weren't. The Chiefs weren't really playing. So, yeah, but they're the Chiefs, man. They're gonna get to the playoffs and then they'll come alive.
No, I agree with you. I think they're easily going to make the playoffs and they're going to easily walk away with this division. But throughout this entire division preview, we've basically been saying they're going to win 16 games, 15 games. I think we had Buffalo beating them, but I don't think they're going to win 15 games. I think they're going to win 13 or 14. But to say that they're unbeatable is unrealistic.
To be honest, I have soured on them slightly after looking at their roster. I never really took a deep look at their roster until right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, to be honest, I only see, I do think they win all their division games this year. I know there is the chance of those fluky Raiders and Chargers games, but I do think they do beat them. And realistically, there's only 2 games on here that I think they could realistically lose, but I could also see him winning, and that's Buffalo and Green Bay.
Green Bay, Buffalo, and one of the LA games.
Washington.
Pittsburgh's a possibility with how good that defense is.
If you're going to tell me their offensive line is bad, and then you're going to tell me they're going to go at Washington and not be disrupted by that,
you're not wrong, I guess. Okay, well, do you guys want to go through this then?
Yeah,
I'll read off here. So week 1 versus Cleveland.
That's a hell of an opener.
That's a great game.
That is a great opener. That's 3 great games back to back to back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think they win all 3 though. I don't know about you guys. I think they beat Cleveland in a
I
shootout.
think the game that's most likely for them to slip up in is the one at Baltimore.
At home though?
They're not at home.
No, they're in Baltimore.
Oh yeah, so sorry.
The other two games are at home.
Okay. So Cleveland win. I said win.
Win.
Okay. Baltimore. I'll still say win. So
I think they win. I think they win Baltimore, but lose the next one.
okay, so win Baltimore.
But you guys had them beating the Chargers.
Yeah, we also didn't see the other half of the schedule.
Yeah, so
we didn't see the Chiefs side of the schedule. We were
Right.
just going off of what we think
Right.
for what the Chargers had.
Right.
I think the Chargers can win this game. I think the Chiefs could lose it.
Go ahead.
No, I mean you're right, but I mean if you want to play to the fact that we did pick the Chargers to lose that game.
I don't. I hate that. I don't want to play that. In fact, I think they start the season 2-1. I can't tell you without any certainty which game they lose because they almost lost to Cleveland last year.
Okay,
so I'm not
Well, I mean your vote's a loss, so my vote's a win.
I'm down to just say they go 2-1 to start the season. We just go from there.
Which
all right.
We had
David,
the Chargers
pick
at 2.
Pick Chargers. Yeah.
Chargers win.
Okay.
So
Chargers
2-1?
win the game?
2-1 and 2 and what?
You're saying the Chargers win the game?
Yes, which means Kansas City loses.
Yep. All right. So week 4 at Philadelphia, that's a win.
Win.
Week 5.
I thought Tyler was gonna piss me off for a second.
Dude, come on. I'm not that ridiculous.
As you have an Eagles, just check it on.
It's a long sleeve shirt. Thank you very much.
Week
5, home against Buffalo. I think that's a lot closer, and that's why I'd probably pick the Chiefs because they got the home field advantage.
I picked Buffalo in this game, actually.
Okay.
I see. I think they lose the next week at Washington, and I think they beat Buffalo.
Okay, so we agree it's a win at Buffalo. At Washington,
loss.
If you're having them win against Buffalo, they are losing to Washington.
Okay, well, you can't go back on what we already said about.
No, I'm agreeing 100% with what T-Bone just said and what you guys put down.
Okay, so what? But we have them winning.
You have them beating Buffalo.
Yes.
And then T-Bone said because they're beating Buffalo, they're going to come down from that and they're going to lose to Washington.
So okay. You made it seem like you said they were going to beat Washington. That's why I was confused.
No.
All right. So loss at Washington then.
Yep.
At Tennessee.
Win, but I think it's a lot closer than you think.
I would
agree.
agree.
These games are really close.
Versus New York. Win.
Close, but win.
What?
That one's not even. The only reason it's close is because Daniel Jones is counting interceptions as touchdowns.
Or fumbles. Versus Green Bay.
Win.
Okay, well, I got outnumbered there. I think they lose that game.
Oh.
No.
At Las Vegas.
Win.
Versus Dallas.
Win.
Bye week 12. Versus Denver.
Win.
I think it's a tie.
Oh.
We've already got one tie for an episode. Calm the fuck down.
Versus Las Vegas.
Loss.
At home? Like
they have a fluky loss. I'm throwing it in there. If I get that number, that's fine.
No. I'll give you a different fluky loss. I'm going to give you a different fluky loss.
If you say fucking Cincinnati, I swear to God.
That is a fluky loss.
All right.
At Cincinnati, they're going
fine.
I can see it happening.
All right.
Okay. Week 15 at Los Angeles.
You guys called it a win for.
We did, which means
you guys called it a loss for LA.
Okay, which means LA would sweep the Chiefs.
No.
We're saying the Chiefs win this one, right?
Yeah, that's what you guys were saying.
Never mind.
So week 16 versus Pittsburgh at home.
Win.
I agree.
I think Patrick Mahomes makes that defense look bad.
I agree. At Cincinnati, that's
that's exactly why I think this could be a fluky game. You're coming off of
Davis,
a home.
Come on, man. Like.
Yep.
Like.
Yep. Loss.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
I'm surrounded by morons. Unreal.
You're
Denver.
coming off of two. You're coming off of two very difficult games. One against a division opponent, and the other against a very good defense.
They're
going
to
come back, and they're going
to Cincinnati. I would bet my third and eighth born child on it, and I'm not even having that many.
If you have 8 children, I don't think we're talking.
Yeah, 8 children.
Jesus. Yeah, all right, finishing it up at Denver.
We said win.
Yeah, win to get it back on track.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 wins.
Yep, that's realistic.
I still think they could get 15, but that's
I'm
up
sure
to
you
somebody
do.
else. All right.
Also, I'm sure you do.
That's all she wrote, folks.
That is indeed all she wrote. I know you guys are tired of this. No, I'm just playing. I'm not going to play it again. But
I thought he was going to drop it again. I was like, oh no.
No. But I will talk about it again because there's stuff that's not in the promo. We are recording at Stenny's next week, Thursday, September 9th. We're going to be recording from 6 up until kickoff of the Buccaneers and Cowboys game. And we're going to be doing interaction with fans. And we're also going to have trivia opportunities for people to get free beer, drink, or shot from us. Guys, it's going to be amazing. You're going to want to be there. Free shit. Come on now. It's easy. All you got to do is show up and answer a question.
True. Correctly. You have to answer it correctly.
Oh, yeah. You got to get it right. I'm not just going to give it away. We're not just giving away free beer. You got to earn it. But for the Davis Sports Feud, I'm Kyle. That's Tyler. That's T-Bone.
Look at that. He's so smooth with it now.
Oh, I'm getting better.
I bet you in his head, he's like, okay, I got to go this way.
Well, I almost did this. I swear to God, I almost
did
this.
Boop. Gotta go boop. It's easy. I just got to go this way. It doesn't matter.
Oh, T-Bone, you glitched bad, so it kind of looked like you were doing like this.
You can't see me. Assad.
All right, for the Davis Sports Feud, we're out of here. See you guys.
Do you smell?
You're listening to the Davis Sports Feud.
What is happening? Davis is cooking.
Bruh. Online podcast.